Buenos dias. Good morning. How is everyone? Happy Wednesday, January 22nd. Emperador Maximiliano live trading. We got some live trading, some live analysis. We are, wow, super green this morning. How's everyone doing? I see some people in the chat already. KB dropping me the avocado. Aguacate. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, Pete. Good morning, Vivette. Financial modeling with a question. I love questions, guys. Do you have your own channel where you stream every day, or do you just stream on Edgeful? So I stream twice a week with Wolf and Edgeful combined, and then on my own channel, I try to go live whenever I have time. I try to go live, maybe do a trade review, maybe do some type of teaching type of thing on my own channel sporadically. I try to do more education stuff on my channel. And then at times I do, like if we have a big spaces, if we have maybe like our earnings call going on or a big event or something, sometimes I do try to live stream those events too. So anyways, what are we looking at? We're looking at a lot of green. Let's take a look. Let's go to a daily chart here and take a look at what we're working with. You can see the pre-market, we're going to be all the way up here, around up here at open. It's going to be an interesting day. So we do need to put some context with this. So as we get ready for our day, we're 9 minutes from the open. Let's kind of set up our day a little bit and see what we're looking at here. When I look at just off the bat, what we've done from here to here, I mean, a 5 to 6% move in basically 5-6 days, 5-6 trading days, because Monday was closed. That's a pretty big move in a short amount of time. We did break this trend line you can see here. We back tested it right at the low yesterday. Like, this was a beautiful right here. This spot right here, beautiful back test and continuation. So now do we go sideways here? Do we continue going? We come back test? Those are the questions that I don't want to guess on, but I do want to be ready for all of those possibilities. SPY looks even stronger. SPY is all the way up here. SPY is in this crazy consolidation. This is going to be an interesting spot up here because we had a lot of time spent here. There's going to be a lot of volume to deal with. You see the bottom half of it and the top half of it there. So we could get pinned in this area for a while, but we'll see what happens. You can see a nice shell 598 down here. We do want to try to hold above that. So if we do come down, I would like to see this area hold on SPY. We'll see what happens. What are you guys watching? You guys give me a jump in the chat. Let me know what you're watching. We are pulling back a little bit here if I put my futures chart on. I drew these fibs based on yesterday's just New York session. This was kind of my main target yesterday. I exited a long right here. If you guys have been paying attention, previous day's high, we broke previous day's high yesterday right here at the open. So when we were down here filling the gap, I was looking to get long, and I did get long in this area right here, and I rode it all the way up to this spot, which just so happened to be where this fib extension was. Let me zoom in right here. Watch list off the main chart here. And yeah, so I got out here, didn't do anything else the rest of the day. I know some people got shorts back down, but we did make it. And you see we got to this next fib extension based on that morning range. And we've continued higher than that. We've continued to the R1. This is a recent high. We'll zoom out and take a look at that. But obviously a strong uptrend. If this trend breaks, do we look for a short back to this area? Very possibly. We'll keep that on watch today. This spot we're at right now, 900. If I zoom out, let me go to like a 30-minute. This high right here was at 900. So we'll watch that area. So this area will be kind of where I look to see if we hang out today. If we continue higher, I don't really want to take a long being up this high. But if we do make it up here, or if we come back test something and then start to go, if we do make it up here, I'll definitely be looking for a short 22K up to 2274. That kind of takes you into this range over here. So we'll see what happens there. Um, Thanks for everyone for joining this morning. But yeah, let me know what you guys are watching. I'm going to get this chart a little bit bigger for everyone. I know I was showing some things that are small. I like to jump on here, say hi first, and then get down to my corner down here. Let me. Can I make this any bigger for you guys? I guess I cannot. All right, we'll go with this view right here. How about that? I am not going to push shorts right now, even though I want to. All right, let's take a look. KB's looking for a pullback for profit taking, and then we head to 22K. I like that theory. I like that thought. To me, it's almost like, okay, how violent is the pullback going to be with profit taking? And then at what point do you look to buy the dip? So that's going to be the interesting approach for today. For me personally, everyone's got their own strategy here. When I see how far we are up here, I mean, obviously down here, something drastic would have to happen. If anything, if I see a break of structure, if we see something like this break, I think you're looking for a move to the lower VWAP bands, a move down back to this area, which this is on that higher time frame. If we go to the higher time frame here and do this, from this high to the low, this is your golden retrace right here. And you can see we hit it, and we hit it again, got through it, immediately based over it. So if we have trouble here, a back test of this would be beautiful. I would actually very much want to get long down here in the 780 area. If we see that again, maybe even front run it a little bit at 800 right here. But yeah, we're getting, I mean, this is a sharp, what you don't want to see is kind of like a rising wedge start to form here. So if you start to see this, which there's still plenty of room here, but you don't want to see like this kind of breakdown, or even if we may get to an apex up here and then break down. That would be a decent setup actually though for short. So we'll continue to watch that. Let's see what you guys are watching. Katrina, well, where'd your comment go? There it goes, right there. Katrina's watching MSTR, Avgo, and Google. If you guys didn't notice, there was a lot of news yesterday. Ooh, Apple. Apple's got some news. Hold on, let's click on Apple. Where's Apple? Where's Apple? Right here. Apple selling off, bad news. I didn't hear what the news was. My squawker was turned down. Let me turn that up a little bit. But yeah, good morning, everyone. Apple with some bad news right now. Yeah, some bad news on Apple. All right, let's take a look through. So we did have the big news. Oracle, SoftBank, which is a big owner of ARM. I tweeted some of this stuff out yesterday. And OpenAI, this Stargate, where the government's looking to really boost technology in the U.S. with the new administration. You're also seeing you're seeing all the AI names basically go off of that, right? So if we look at Oracle, Oracle's up 10% in pre-market trading here. Oracle is a big one. ARM's the other big one that's involved here. ARM pulling back a little bit, but still up very nicely from that story came out right here. You can see the candle after. So nice move there when that story came out yesterday. And the other names in that sector that I'm watching, at least, you've got to watch Broadcom, you've got to watch NVIDIA, and Microsoft. And you can see my QQQ top 10 right here. These are all big names. Now, we haven't even mentioned Netflix. Netflix is at $1,000 a share, a massive beat on subscriber numbers for Netflix. We have 15 seconds till the open here. I'm going to keep looking through. I'm not taking any trades right off the open. I would be tempted to take a short, but I think it could go against me real fast. I would lean short here, but I'm not going to take the risk on any trades right here off the open. Things could get a little interesting. I think you have a short back down to this area. If this gives, I think you have a short down to at least right here. VWAP. Who mentioned that? I just saw in the comments. KB, we haven't touched that VWAP. Yeah, this VWAP right here. We haven't touched this VWAP all night, honestly, since what? 6:40. All right. Other watches that we've got. MSTR will be interesting. I didn't hit that one from Katrina just yet, but MSTR, where is MSTR? It's got it way down here in my crypto stuff. MSTR will be interesting. Bitcoin will be interesting. Crypto down a little bit, but still strong off of yesterday. Are we stuck here for a bit? I don't know, but that would be my concern. As long as you stay over this 102 area on Bitcoin, I think it's good, which we know MSTR front runs and moves off of. So MSTR would love to get through the 400, but you've got a heavy spot here in the 390s that you're gonna have to worry about. You might be able to come down here. You kind of filled the gap already, so good. Big jump on futures here. Big jump on futures. A lot of great things happening. ARM, Oracle, Netflix, Procter & Gamble, UAL, and quantum names. All right, Jay. UAL had earnings yesterday, I know, and had a good report. The UAL, by the way, and we'll start getting into the day here in just a moment. UAL, if you look at this chart on United Airlines, unbelievable chart. KV's watching. Yeah, Bookmap 22K has tons of orders, tons of orders as well. So we're hitting those orders you're talking about right here, and I want to short this thing, but I'm gonna just hands off right now because this thing could just run. There's a lot of excitement. Netflix had obviously the fantastic earnings, huge story around all of the different AI semiconductor names and all that. So let's stay away from that. Brian, NVIDIA. My man Brian kills NVIDIA. Absolutely kills NVIDIA. All right, let's do some analysis here. Jump over to Edgeful, QQQ, right there. Let's take a look. I want to see what the gap looks like on QQQ. I'm going to have to drop down to a lower time frame here off the open just to see it. That gap fills all the way down here. Okay, so what's the rules, chat? Large gap, what's our thought process? Somebody hit me with the thought process. Large gap up, 0.94% on this. What's our thought process? Let's check the probabilities. We're not looking for the gap fill, I can already tell you. 70% chance we don't fill that gap. So let's start the day off with the right mindset. If we do, this will update here. I got to go to the 5-minute chart until we get that kind of first 15-minute candle. We closed way down here. But we're not looking for this. Previous day high. We are looking for previous day high at some point today. So put that on your, look at that. Previous day high right there is going to take us on NQ to right in this area. This area. So this for me is definitely going to be, let's see, where I'm gonna say here to we'll go to 800. This is my buy zone for today. That's my buy zone. All right. When you get up here and you don't have a whole lot to go off of, this thing can just squeeze higher. At some point, maybe some profit taking, but that's why, like, you think profit taking the open, but there's still big stories coming out on a lot of names. Let's take a look at what our watch list is doing over here. Brian, let's take a look at NVIDIA. Actually, Brian had the comment on NVIDIA. I don't see how people are not just you're not just bullish and long on NVIDIA. This looks good. You don't really have a whole lot of concern. Buying up here is a little bit tough. You do have a big gap. Previous day high down here. You could maybe short back to this, but who knows? When you get something very exciting like a big investment into AI, and you know NVIDIA is going to be at the forefront, it's going to be a tough piece right there. Tough piece here. All right. What are the rest of you guys watching? See, we've got a large crowd in here already. That's exciting. Appreciate everyone joining. Good morning to everyone. What are you playing, Brian? Next week's playing up to 152. Okay. Got time on it. He's looking for right below that all-time high. I like that. I like this 148 level first, and then I like the strike you chose up there, 152. It'll be interesting. And just to say this, Brian, 6 of the 7 Mag 7 names are reporting next week from Tuesday to Thursday. I think we'll hear a lot about how much they're spending on NVIDIA again. So it could be a nice little run up and a nice little juice. Reggie J, NVIDIA and Oracle. What else from that one deal? And that's just ARM. Take a look at ARM, ARM. Take a look at ARM Holdings. So SoftBank was mentioned in there. Look at ARM. That news came out. I think we were like in this price area when that news came out. But look at ARM. Look at this chart. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chart here on ARM Holdings. ARM Holdings is in that AI space. They're basically owned by SoftBank. And if you look at those headlines, SoftBank is one of those major partners that was there. So you connect the dots a little bit there. Connect the dots. All right. I can throw the chat up on the screen for you guys to see too. If you want to see everyone's chat that's in here. ARM right out the gates ran up. Yeah, right out the gate. It took off, didn't it? All right, we do want to watch and see on these daily. Where's my music at, guys? Y'all didn't tell me the music wasn't on yet? What are we doing? I'm so excited with all this green on my screen. I didn't know what I'm doing. We get some music rolling here in the background. All right. So let's just understand our probabilities, and we're kind of in no man's land right now. I think you could look at a short here just based on this volume shelf, but boy, it's a tough call. If we would have got up here a little bit higher, I would have been more excited about it. That's where all these orders are sitting. I don't want to take a short here with an extra 40, 50 points of drawdown, and I don't want to short into these pre-market highs. But we can look at gap fill. So if you guys have been following along some of my videos I've put out on my channel, and even the live stream I did earlier this week, I did on Monday afternoon. Gap fill, big one that I watch. Outside days, another big one that I watch. So we have a 60% chance of reversal back down to touch the previous day high. What does that look like? That looks like this right here. We opened above the previous day high. Coming back and touching it is the most common. That's 60% of the time right now. That's just using the last 6 months. Let's see if SPY has similar data. SPY 61% of the time. So SPY's got a similar look. So what I'm looking at here, previous day high, at some point that's a high chance that we come back and touch that. Not super high, not crazy high, but it's more times than not we do this. You can see this little session gap here on SPY. That would be worth looking at. You can see previous day high right there. Where's our gap? Is that our gap fill too? Interesting. Oops, SPY is at my NFP level. And we'll get the orb stuff on here. Poor CELH. Oh, Brian, poor CELH. We do have a big hanging man here on the 5, but I don't know. Hey, guys, the orb indicator finally has the update. You know, I talked about this a couple times. Finally, we have the update here, mid-level that I love. And then we can also add the 25 and 75. So what does that look like? Let's turn off some of these other things. So you see bottom, top, and then you see this is the midpoint right now. This is 75%. This is 25%. I want to watch how that plays out today. I measured it a couple times. That hanging man's playing out a little bit, but I just don't want to short from here to here. That's a tough call. Interesting. I like that. I like having these levels on this orb. Is that going to cloud up my? May make a little bit more busy on my chart, but that's okay. I'm used to it. Sorry for you guys. I'm going to let this at least a 15-minute orb set, and we'll take a look. Let's go back to the what's in play. We can take a look of what the stats are. I don't think this gap is going to fill. SPY's gap is actually smaller, so maybe SPY's does fill. But if SPY fills a gap and QQQ is coming down, I will probably long NQ on a SPY gap fill. We're hitting the 9 EMA right here again and getting bought up right at pre-market highs. If you are uber bullish, this could be your long spot. I think it's a tough call, but I don't know. I just don't like to, when we've moved a lot in one direction, it is tough for me to get on board late. I just feel like my potential returns are diminished. Reggie, I forgot to ask, do you go for like a 1-1 with these 60% win rates? So that the win rate on that trade, so when it comes to Edgeful, so the win rate there that you're looking at is not, you're looking at how many times it happens, and you're using that for like a directional bias. So I'm saying more times than not, you're going to come touch this level right here, previous day high, 60-40. So 6 out of 10 times you're going to come touch this. That makes me think we're going to move in this direction at some point. And 60% of the time, we're going to make it to this spot. So if I'm taking a trade, I just want to know that directionally that's the trade I need to be in, or that's something that may happen. If that does happen, maybe I watch this, maybe I'm too late, I don't catch a short, and we do get down here, that's where I would look at taking a shot at a long. Depending, I mean, if it just crashes through it, no. But if it wicks into this and we immediately start seeing some buyers, I'm probably going to jump on the long side and look for a move back up here a little bit. So that's how I would approach that. So I wouldn't necessarily look for like a 1-1 risk reward. Honestly, if you were trying to take some trade here, let's say you're trying to take a short to play that out. I mean, if you get short here and you risk up to, I have a level, a previous high kind of right there. So you can kind of risk maybe up into here, and you're looking for, this is your target. That's a 2.6. You know, honestly, that's a 2.6 on the risk to reward. So, you know, if you just took QQQ puts for the end of the week or maybe a day out, maybe that's an idea. I don't know. I do want to remind everyone, nothing on here is financial advice. There's no recommendation to buy any security or trading instrument. Please do your own research. This is for educational purposes only. I'd never give financial advice. NVIDIA is pushing up to a new high. Microsoft up 2%, staying strong. Let's see what else is doing well. Broadcom hanging in there a little bit. AMD new high of day. It's a name that I haven't mentioned much. Google hit over 200 again. Amazon's got some bottom wicks on it. It's been pulling back, but it's got some bottom wicks. Costco new high. Tesla popped up and is getting hammered back down right now. I'm just kind of going through my watch list over here, seeing what is moving. Apple was getting beat up. Apple got bought up. Whatever that news was got bought up immediately. So that's positive for us. But we'll see what happens. Netflix giving it back now. I don't know if you want to call it giving it back, but I mean, it's tough. And see, look, that short anywhere in here, you got to these pre-market highs, and you're still pushing up. And look at this buying pressure on these bottom wicks. Yeah, I can't get involved here just yet. I can get involved up a little bit higher. NVIDIA is absolutely flying, Brian. Brian is like the NVIDIA whisperer. What a guy. Great job, Brian. Hope those calls are printing for you. Just so you guys see what we're talking about. There goes NVIDIA. Oof. All right, we got the first 15 minutes under the belt. Beautiful. It is just whoop. Brian, I'm just gonna start sending you a DM. Say, hey, what are you looking at on video today? I'm just gonna start taking your plays. You've been absolutely killing it. Great point here. Pelosi. So Pelosi did buy a bunch of names that are absolutely pumping, and Google was one of those names. Of all the names, I watch Google a lot. Boy, look at that push up there and slap back down. This action is going to be tough to trade right now on tech. Notice I'm not like shouting out any entries or any trades or anything that I'm doing. I'm letting this sort itself out. Let's get a 30-minute orb, and then let's take a look at what's going on there. Got my coffee. I've got my crew here hanging out. We're taking a look at everything. I've got news in my ear, and we've got plenty of Edgeful analysis here. Now, when I talk about previous day or outside day to reverse back down, remember that. We should close green today. We broke the previous day. I mean, this was yesterday. This was the case. Look at this. This is one of the strongest stats you'll see. 80% chance you close green when you break the previous day's high. I've already broke the previous day's high today. We opened up way above it. Hopefully we come back and touch it at some point. Yesterday was the same case, though. That's what I was talking about earlier. Broke the previous day's high, came down, come back up. We closed green. We got to close above this line, which is so this indicator, the gap fill indicator. Not only does it draw the gap, but it also it keeps a mark of where we closed the day before. So when the gap is filled, you see it turns yellow right there, and that candle highlights that closed it. But that yellow line all day long will give me a view of, hey, this is yesterday's close, because that's where the gap fill is at, right? Based on yesterday's close. On this day, here was the previous day close on Friday or on Thursday going into Friday. And I'm looking at that. We gapped up hard. The gap was too big. I didn't think we would fill it. And sure enough, we didn't. We held above previous day high right there, that green line that you can see there. And we stay away from bad trades. Yesterday, you look at how many times I got bought up here. 1, 2, 3, and then it didn't even get close again. But I was getting long when this reclaim happened, went green on the day. The stats from Edgeful told me probability is 80% that we have a green day. I'm going to play that in my favor every single time. If anybody's curious, we have nothing really on the calendar today. We have a 20-year bond auction. I almost said beer auction. 20-year bond auction today is basically the only thing that I am interested in at all. Maybe you get some volatility around 1 p.m. Eastern. Yesterday, the earnings, a couple of these were mentioned earlier. Netflix, of course, great earnings. We did have several this morning. Nothing really on my radar. I don't know if you guys are watching something, let me know. But nothing on my radar this morning other than going back to Netflix. GEV, I guess, is on my radar a little bit. I need to dive into that. It's the spinoff of GE for their other. Sorry, I thought I was hearing some news. Look, we're still pushing. All right, let's keep our eye here. I'm not sure why this orb isn't updating. Oh, there it goes. Took a second. All right, let's see what happens up here at 22K. Let's see what happens right up here. I'm tempted to start taking a short, but what I don't want to do is have this wick through 20-something points and have a rough drawdown. Got out of ARM too early. Yeah, ARM is still going. Absolutely insane. Look at this daily chart on ARM. This thing is crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm back to 180. ARM is absolutely flying. Where's NVIDIA at on the daily? I see your comment over there, Brian. Well, I would love to at least get to that 148 today. Oh, that's really doable at this point. It's only $1 away. Can you get, if you clear that, that's where, you know, that kind of volume area gets out of your way, and then you have a shot at it. That will be interesting. Yeah, I can't short this thing. Oh, there's my man, Bob. What's up, Bobby? IWM. Ooh, IWM did have a nice pop there. ES, we haven't really looked at ES yet. I was looking at it a little bit earlier. 6100 is what I want to back test on ES. That's what I want to back test. We're coming into a big spot. This is when we dropped on FOMC right here. So, yeah, maybe a little bit higher, but oof. Yeah, that's tough. Let's see. What does ES look like over here on the? Here we can. ES is up here. I could see ES undercutting and coming back to here on like a hard wick, and like it still closes up here. I don't know. Boy, I want to try it right here. We could try it really light right here, just if there's an initial reaction back, 20 points or something. Where's this pivot point? 50. See, that's the problem. I don't want to give it 50 points of room. So let's try it here with a tight stop, maybe a 15, 20 point stop. And you look for this high, 82. But this thing could just fly through. Like that right there. So this is a previous high. I marked this a while ago. On a 4-hour chart, the high right here is up here. Or not 4-hour chart, on the daily chart, I think. No, actually, it broke over that. Why did I have that line there? That's going to frustrate me. Where did I draw that line based off of? Anyways, all right, let's see what we got. We do have the 15-minute orb. We broke one side of it. We can look at those stats. 5 more minutes, look at 30-minute orb. That's my favorite. That's my personal preference, so we will take a look at that. We do have decent orb size, honestly. Do we get a double break? The double break, that 15 minutes, the most common. But that would mean essentially we come back down here and break this. That would be a beautiful. I do want to try to get a short. I think I maybe start taking my starters here. I think this thing could really shoot up higher. We need kind of like a blow off. But look how far we are from the moving averages. I'm going to take a starter right here. Yeah, I just entered a starter short here, giving it some space. Oh, not a long position. Where's 12 right there? I don't mind that. We'll risk 20 points or so here. If I stop out here, I'll try it again here. Amazon, new all-time high. I may be early to this, and that's okay. We'll try it again up here. Oh, it's going to stop me out already. I don't want to risk another 20 points. I'll just wait, and I can just re-enter, right? I'm going to stop up here, 30s. I'm tempted to take an ad, but since I just took a starter position, it's like, trying to be patient this morning, but I think we're going to move back to here to 80, maybe to 75. So I'm going to put some trims. Put some trims here at 90 and 82. All right, take a little bit of an ad here. It's going to move my average up to 15. All right. This is tough. Now Microsoft's flying. What news do we have in 2 minutes? EV consumer or something like that? Google above 200, yeah. I don't remember why I drew this line, but I had this line here for something. I hear the guys over on Spaces are, a couple of them are trying shorts here too. Not all of them, but some of them. SPY to December NFP high. Did we get there yet? It probably will. But will that happen today? I would love, I mean, gosh, it could. It could just go today, right? just continue to break out. We need some type of back test. I would love to close here. I would love for this to dip down here and we long and then close back up here. All right, there's our 30-minute orb. All right, I added a little bit. Be nice to me. Give me a red candle. Oh, this is going to be tough. I may have to there was a big sell in the tape a minute ago, but SPY is still pushing. Oh, IWM reversed. Who was looking at IWM? That reversed. I'm not a big fan of this trade. I'm going to be 100% honest. I said I was going to be very patient this morning, but we got to this area way quicker than I thought we would. All right. Come on, give us a pullback. NVIDIA pulling back to the EMAs and VWAP pre-market high right here. Yeah, Brian, I don't know. This is tough. And we got that 30-minute orb. Let's take a look. Not looking for that 30-minute orb to come all the way down. And throughout the day. There we go. There we go. Boom. I got my first trim at 90. Big sell just came across. Boom. There we go. There we go. Next trim at 80. Let's go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're out. I'm out half. We'll leave my stop here at 31. Beautiful trade there. Boy, I told you guys 90 and 82. And I was, right around the 15 average. So nice trade. Let's see if we can get down here. And actually my real target's going to be here for the runners, but this is my next target, 960 area where this consolidation was. Maybe the midpoint of the orb, 65. I think we could look at 65. I'm out a little bit more than half. You guys watching the chart when that went off? That was crazy. That was exciting. Boom! Big order came through. It's convenient timing. We're green on the day. Hey, we're starting off green. Wasn't super comfortable at first, but we're starting off green. We've already locked in some profit. I can move my stop here, and no matter what, I'm going to be green after this trade. Big bounce. Apple made a new high day right here. even on this bounce. Meta just, wow, Meta's ripping. AMD new high of day. Amazon made a new all-time high. Wow. Let's see what else. Tesla's still coming down. Well, I want to add right here. I'm not going to. Should I? No, we're not gonna do that. But come on down. Flush it down. Chad, yeah, that was wild. How about that, chat? We got a nice win to start. Playing off fibs. Okay, Brian. Great point from Brian. Don't let emotions fog your judgment here. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing to keep in mind, this is a counter trend trade. If you're confident in your directional analysis, don't let a big move that comes right back, don't let that change your thought process. I do get excited on a big win, but then I'm right back to right here, even kill. Right back to it. Well, they're tempting me to double dip here. I'd rather see this pivot up here at 22.50 before I take another counter trend short shot at it. I don't know if we're negative gamma. I wouldn't think so. It does seem like, I mean, the market may be offsides a little bit because you broke out of a trend. You have some very strong catalysts, but I don't know. I have to ask some of my friends on that. We'll get that IB in about 20 minutes. We can definitely look. That IB has some strong stats. We'll see. IB, we break one side or the other. I could see this playing out a couple ways. I almost want to just take the rest of this short off and wait for higher, but I've already defined my risk. I've already locked in profit. Why not let my original trade play out? There's different rules of thought or whatever different ideas there, but I'm looking at this saying, okay, I've already defined my risk here into the 30s. I want to short it again if we go up here, but we already had a big seller in this area. I don't know. Let's see if we can get back to the midpoint. We touched the MA9. It's a strong trend. We're outside the outer VWAP band. We haven't touched 21 yet this morning, really, since that opening candle. And who mentioned it earlier? Somebody mentioned earlier. We haven't touched VWAP all night. I would think VWAP is going to get touched at some point today. Now that VWAP may come up here before we ever touch it, but I would have to think at some point we touch VWAP. Goodness. In many scenarios, I would be adding back into my short here, but this one I'm just not comfortable with. I'm just going to leave these runners and see. Shout out to all of you that have joined this morning already. I do need to retweet this. Saw some of the people over on X hit that short with us. Beautiful. I mean, that was a quick buy reaction. That makes me think they want to push this thing higher. Everything still looks strong. And there's nothing's telling, other than we've pushed up a lot, nothing looks like a big short here, right? Like, I keep that in mind. Like, this is counter trend. Like, this was the idea, right? And if we could get a little bit lower, that was beautiful. Come touch this, but you don't, on a counter trend short, you got to be very, very careful what you're actually playing with. All right, that's my stop. I want to keep my eye up here. Amazon's flying now. All right, kind of want to add back in up here, like light, and start risking up here. I want to kind of start building in a position. The problem is, I could see this 74 getting hit before we reject 2. So this is my next short zone. We're right back to that FOMC drop from December on SPY and ES. If SPY hits this volume shelf, then maybe that's the next short spot. So I trade mostly futures, options, and other names. I swing trade like equity and options, like mostly just long, like time, like quarterly type of time. It helps me. I don't overmanage options trades this way, and but I get my futures trading or my day trading in on futures. And how do I trade? I mean, I use orb stuff. I use EMAs. I use fib a lot, fib retracement. I really want to enter this short again. Like fully enter it. So everyone's different, right? Based on your account size, your risk profile. Like everyone's going to be a little bit different. I trade M and Q. So like even though I'm on the NQ chart, that's what I chart and follow. I trade M and Q, which is the micro. An example would be if I take like 12, I'll trim 3 pretty quickly. I'll trim 3 more. I'll be out half at a certain point pretty quick. Like on this trade, it was trim. Let's see, it was trim at 90, and then trim again here and be out over half. So it all depends. Like if sometimes I size down, I'll take like 9. Sometimes I'll take 15. 12. Like I like to use multiples of 3, and then I can trim out percentage wise that way. So that's kind of how I approach it. Kind of want to touch. I'm having an internal battle of waiting for this or taking the short here where all this action's happening. But IWM's all over the map. Meta's still pushing. CrowdStrike new high of day. Broadcom's been moving down. Now Tesla's kicking back up. Yeah, so if they're taking turns pushing up, make rational decisions. Yeah, no, I'm not. If you see me struggling with emotion, I'm not struggling with emotion. I'm sitting here. I'm fighting the urge to just jump in trades. Yeah, Tesla's getting a nice pop here. Broadcom coming down. There's previous day's high on Broadcom though. What else is going on? SPY's still pushing. At 12 minutes to the IB. That first hour out of the way. Oh, and to this point, so like I do risk like differently based on scenario. So like counter trend trade, whatever. I don't really have a heavy level or anything right here. I just have kind of the zone, so I have to adjust my risk for that. I have multiple funded accounts. So like I'll trade one account for a little bit. If I get green, I kind of leave that one alone. If I'm a little bit red, sometimes I try to get it back a little bit, but sometimes if I take a couple losses in one of my accounts, I just leave that account alone, right? Spread out my risk among multiple accounts. that first little short set me up nicely to where I have a little bit of wiggle room here. I think you're going to come down here and get this. Yep. Come on down. Let's get down here. I never touch earnings. Never touch earnings. Now I'm looking to maybe add here with a tight risk. Look at it. Tough call. Earnings, I don't touch earnings. Yeah, look how quick they're buying this thing up. Earnings, you're getting into gambling. There are certain strategies you can play. I just added a little bit on that pop right there, risking this, by the way. That's what I was distracted by here. So I'm short again, right in this area. 25. What's my average? 24. My average is 24, right here. But I'm only risking to here, so I'm only risking what, 12 points, 13 points. But yeah, I definitely see these reactions, so I'm just being careful here. I just think we get one big reset at some point, just based on what we've done so far. But it may take a while before we get it, and this thing may just continue up, right? I just think this outside day gapped up really hard. I don't think we're gonna come all the way down, but I do think we're gonna get back to this area. But yeah, earnings. Sorry, I was just kind of doing some analysis here, looking around what's happening. 925 on the book map is a big spot down there. 950, 925. 925 is the biggest one I see, by the way. So right down here is a lot of orders are sitting down here. So I think we have a chance of getting that. So with earnings, there's a few strategies. One thing that I do like, I'll mention this on earnings, there's a lot of 2x leverage stickers that you can play equity on that I think you have a much better risk reward. You're getting the leverage and not getting the same options leverage, but you're not dealing with theta. I feel like there's so much theta baked into options on earnings that you're tough spot. I'm definitely trimming at this 22K, by the way, 24 point if we get down here. There's ways to approach it though. There's like calendar spreads where you like sell next week and buy longer term. So like you're looking for the short term ball to crush and you're playing the long term direction. There's some ways to check it. Just check out different strategy on earnings. But me personally, I don't like to play earnings. The way I approach earnings season is if I am long a stock, I will look to hold into earnings, or the run up to earnings. I'll check some Edgeful data on that. There's actually earnings report. It's not on QQQ. Let's look at. We can look at Netflix as the example. And FLX. I'm watching this at the same time. I have that trim sitting at 20. So I have a trim sitting right here, and then the next one I'm looking for is down here again. But I really want to get to this like 970, and I really want to see this at some point. So that's where my trims are going to be at. 1, 2, 3, maybe split a trim up and go right here. You can look at earnings performance though here on Edgeful. So Netflix, for example, you see pre-earnings, the day of earnings. So like the way I approach it, I use this data right here. If I'm in a swing trade, I will hold up within that the 3 days up until earnings. I will take profit the day before earnings, because earnings day has a red day. It gets wild. I like to take profit on that day. Usually your premiums are juiced at that point. So I like to get out and lock in profits, maybe leave a runner. That's kind of how I approach earnings. And then you can look at the post earnings to see if you want to get in, but you also have to realize that those options, the volatility pricing really can eat you alive. Come on back down. Buyers are definitely present today. All right, rug this thing. Rug it down. I'll just blow through down to here. There we go. First drum right there, 22 points. Forgot to draw my thing up here. This is where I'm looking for that. It's a pretty good risk to reward. Even if we get the 21 right here, still 4-1 risk to reward on this trade if it works out. It's not a high probability trade, but it's a good risk reward trade. But I am looking for another big wick down here. Hey, thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you. Every Wednesday and Friday we're doing this. So set your reminders, set your calendars, whatever. Turn on post notifications, whatever works for you. Check out the stream. Let me know what you guys are trading. I saw this comment a while ago. This is something to keep in mind. VIX, I appreciate you dropping this in. VIX is below 15. Brian says, I got to stop trading Apple. Apple is a tough one to trade because it doesn't like to move a whole lot, but boy, lately it's getting this bad news and it just keeps. Ooh. Apple might be a hammer long swing very, very soon, though. Very, very soon. You see that 200 day for the first time since way back here in May? It may be a hammer long very, very, very soon. And once again, we're probably going to get the first trim and get stopped out, and it's going to end up being a nothing trade. That's okay. We take our shots. We keep our wrists tight. We know the scenario here is counter trend. Nothing really screaming great setup to me on anything, to be 100% honest. 15-minute candle on SPY is interesting, but if you look at this candle, if a candle closes red, you're like, oh, it's a big, red doji on the 15-minute SPY, but see the low is a back test of orb high right there. This is that 0 points, that orb high. Wait, Charlie, my news squawker, has had his damn mic unmuted for 30 minutes. I could hear him I could hear him typing, and then I just heard him take a phone call. He said, hello? Oh, sorry. And then it muted. What are you doing, Charlie? I don't even know his real name. We just always have called him Charlie. NVIDIA is looking nice. We're holding this 9 EMA. I think this wants to push up here. If you stand or orb. You want to reject and stay inside the orb here. Right there. Top of that candle. Right here, right here. Well, some of these streams are going to be much more fun than others. That's just how trading goes. I'll tell you this, some of the best traders I know sit around for a long time and do nothing, or they just take little shots at it. They're quiet. They're not a whole lot going on. So keep that in mind. I am always analyzing and watching. Boy, Tesla's getting a move up here. But just know that most of the IWM new low. IWM new low. Uh-oh. Are they selling small caps, just buying mega cap tech right now? Is that what we're doing? This could be one of those you wait. The IB just formed. Maybe we break that IB, get up here and come down. Or we come down here and get bought up. I think I like that idea better. I think I like the idea of breaking IB. So if I change this to an hour, instead of switching indicators, I can just change this to 1 hour. You break IB high and you could absolutely fly right here. And there's nothing saying that we stop at either one of these two levels either. It's just the next levels of interest that I have. But yeah, we did tight risk here. Apple gaining momentum. Apple, I want to, I don't know. Microsoft looks good. I mean, Microsoft and NVIDIA both look great on the 5-minute chart. Tesla's been absolutely pushing. Broadcom might be finally bottoming and pushing back up. CrowdStrike's at the highs. Amazon's at the highs. Meta's pushing the highs again. So I watch the 5-minute the most and then the 15. And you look at this 15, I mean, this looks like a flag. Sometimes the 5-minute will tell you one thing, the 15-minute will tell you a little bit different. But also you can see when it's just straight green on a 15 versus a 5. Maybe you had a pullback in here with a red candle somewhere. It's just, I mean, just for the, yeah, I mean, this candle looked ugly, but look, the next candle kept going. That's why I like to look at the 15, and then you see the 15. If you get a certain amount of green in a row on a 15, sometimes you're like, okay, now let's turn back around. Like, this is about to take me out. Yeah, I think this is going to come up here to this area, and then we'll take a bigger shot at it. We'll see. Microsoft does look really good. Well, we're still We're right at orb high. We're still here. I think we probably wick and take this IB high, and then maybe we get the pullback from up here. I don't know. I don't know. This could be a take it easy. I don't know. I hope you guys have had a great month. I've had an incredible month so far, especially using Edgeful data has kept me out of a lot of bad trades, kept me in the right direction for a lot of trades. And when my P&L is definitely reflecting it. The more I lean on data bias instead of my own bias, it's done much better. I'm considering just taking this off here. It's a few points from my original entry. Looks like a lot of bull flags. We're still fighting with the orb high here. That area of interest. I really cannot remember why I drew this line right here. See this 15-minute, even though this did this could be a, depending how this candle closes, it could be kind of your reversal, but I don't think it really is. I think this candle could still go up here easily. But IWM, I don't know what IWM's up to. It's getting bought up a little bit down there, but oof. Dow, what's our dollar doing? Yeah, Apple. See, I feel like Apple does it all the time, Brian. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Brian? I feel like Apple loves to fake people out. I don't know. Apple for a long time, I loved trading Apple. Like 2 years ago or so, I loved trading Apple, and then I don't know, just the way it moves, especially like it's been really detached. Like you see like a flight to safety over there a lot of times where like tech's pulling back, but they're buying Apple. I don't know. You see all kinds of strange things happen on Apple. This is going to take me out here, and that's fine. We'll look for this area. There it goes. That's my stop. All right, we're really watching this level right here. I may just leave a resting order here. And at 74. It's going to be dirty if they start selling this thing right before, after they stop me out and then did it right before. I said we'd probably wick that IB high. We did. So what I'm talking about on this IB, we need QQQ. We can do the future stats too. They're obviously very, very similar. The low formed first. We broke out of the top. That's with bullish structure. But now that we broke the upper side, you see the double break, 17%. So this level down here is now a 17% probability. That means any short that I take today, this is like ultimate target at most with like a runner. Bulk of the action will be here. It will be like, look for this, maybe look for this area. If we take a short, I mean, gosh, if we go way higher, then it'd be like even look for this area. But we have a very strong trend here. Obviously, when I see the setup again, if we see this 21 EMA after not touching it for a long time, that first dip to there is probably a dip buy for at least a scalp. We usually see a reaction, so we'll keep that in mind. Why did I short in Q? Because we're coming into a big area of overhead supply. We are overextended. We've gone up for like 6 days in a row, and we have a bullish outside day. We haven't touched the previous day's high, even half gap, anything like that. So I don't know. I just don't think this just continues to go straight up. Awesome, Missy. I appreciate that. So, like, you do have to battle the emotions. That's a big part of trading. And so, like, the only time you'll see me really kind of like animated is when I win a trade. I'll celebrate a win. If I take a loss, I take a loss. If I miss an opportunity, I miss an opportunity. If I'm in a trade, I'm not getting emotional until it's a victory. And then I'm immediately back to even kill, right? I'll tell you this, the other thing I can always do is look at you can always look at your long-term portfolio on a day like today too. You know, and you should have, obviously, you know, if you're a day trader, you should take some of those gains and put those into long term. You should be investing for the future. That has always been my opinion. In days like today, when it's just melting up and there's not a whole lot of volatility, there's not a whole lot of movement on your intraday trades, just open up and take a look at your take a look at that long-term portfolio, put a smile on your face, and keep the emotions out of it. Use data, use setups, use good risk management. That's why I don't ever have to worry about anything, because I know if I take a shot here or here, I have a system where, okay, I took a 10-point loss, took a 20-point loss. If the trade goes my way, I'm actively locking in profit along the way. Build a system that keeps you from being just tense. When you get tense and you get emotional, you start making poor decisions. When you get away from using data, you make poor decisions. The whole point of this IB still is that that's a low probability. SPY did the same thing. SPY did break. What is? Let's see what SPY stats are on the same. IWM rugging. Maybe we should have got short on M2K or RTY. Future traders know what I'm talking about. IWM. I can't type today. My fingers are cold. Is it cold where you guys are? It was 36 degrees here when I woke up, which is insane. It's like probably going to be our lowest temperature of the year, if not for a few years. There's a ton of orders stacked up here. 54 degrees. Tampa. 54 in Tampa. You know what was crazy, dude? I saw those pictures yesterday where it was, or videos where in Destin there's snow like on the beach. That is absolutely insane to me. Like, yeah, that is crazy. I'm in central Mexico and it'll still be 78, 80 later today, but it'll nighttime right now. The temperature drops pretty hard. Usually it's still like in the 40s or 50. Are we actually going to pull back here? Or are we just going to get bought up off these EMAs again and orb high? Oh, I did get a few DMs there looking for me. Yeah, Central Mexico. I'm in Querétaro, Central Mexico, big city down here. Beautiful place. I've been here for 2 years. From Arkansas originally, but I've been down here for a couple years. The weather is, we get 80 as a high, and during the whatever summer months, maybe 60 is the low, 65. And during the winter, it's the same. It's still like 75, 80 every day. And the lows drop down a little bit further. Come on, pop up here. Yeah, this 5-minute 9 is still going. I see that. For those that can't see me, there, I have all these charts over here that I'm referencing all the time. So I have Bookmap behind me, and I have, for those that that haven't joined a stream before, maybe you're new. I have 6 charts up on this screen all day long on 5-minute charts, and yeah, I see the video stays here. QQQ, SPY, IWM, Microsoft, and then I rotate that last one with the watch list. Usually Apple or one of the other Mac 7s, but I like to just be able to scroll through. Costco's getting beat up a little bit. Look at the stat on the SPY so SPY IB. So let's talk about this a little bit. We broke the upper side. The lower side now only has a 24% chance that we see it. But before we broke that upper side, there is a 0% chance we stay in between. 0. Boy, I really want to try this short again here. I'm trying to be patient for this up here. We do have a little bit like kind of a double hanging man here. Don't make me chase it. I want to see this down here. Well, I'm not in it. That's okay. I missed it. I could try it again at Orpi. Boy, if we would have just popped up here, I would have. I'm seeing a lot of selling going on, by the way. I'm tempted to chase this a little bit. The problem is, I think if we hit this 21, you're gonna get something like this. So like maybe you do like this here, and I think you're gonna get to the 21, and you're gonna come back up here and do something like this. Yep. Make it a little bit of a kill candle here. We have to short the next pop. We'll see what happens. Anybody in any trades out there? I'm still gonna, I mean, to me, I'm gonna stay on the short side until we come back down to earth and back test something. Whether it's short here to here, whether it's short here back to here. Find a lower high later in the day. But I mean, let me explain some of that real fast. When you move this far up, you break out, like you can keep going, but when you move this far, this fast, you start to get exhausted. Buyers start to get exhausted. Now we are in like a little volume gap here, but buyers start to get exhausted. You start having people take profit. You start having people, shorts coming back into the market. So that's why I'm more on the short side. Plus I'm short biased to a certain extent, right? Looking at the previous day high, the statistics that would come back down here. This gap is not good, but maybe if we get back into it a little bit. The problem is now that we broke this, I want to just set targets down here. Like I want to say, okay, we're probably coming back into this area. And if we do get down to this area, then I probably would look to long. I can't long knowing that we are up in the supply zone. We're up against big resistance. But it's a pretty clear trend so far. We need the trend to break somehow. What did Apple end up doing? Oh, there it goes. There you go, Apple. Apple loves, like I said, Apple will fake you out both directions 14 times. 9 times on a Friday. You never know what Apple's going to do. I think we're going to get this short to play out. I really want to get in it, but I don't want to get in it. Counter trend trade, you don't chase a trade ever. You chase break a structure maybe or something, but you could probably long this 21, like I was saying earlier. You could probably long it, probably wick down in this area. You could probably long it for a bounce back, 20 points, 25 points, maybe a little scalp. I may try to get in here. What's that? It pops a little bit higher. Maybe I can get a 20-point trade off. See if any runners want to keep going. I don't know. I just don't like it. I think you guys can do whatever you want. I think I'm going to just let this play out for a bit. Nothing is really making me excited about chasing a short here. I took my 2 little shots at it. I mean, I'm essentially break even on the day. Made a little bit of green. Nothing to call mom about. Not that my mom would even have any clue. She doesn't understand a lot of this, but yeah, I think you're gonna get this 21 EMA now. Yeah, I tried twice, and the third one's going to be the one that works out the best. That's usually how it works with patients, but hey, you never know. Take your shots. Sometimes you don't take your shots. Trade your plan, trade your system. I'm tempted to buy this for a bounce back to this, though. What would that be? 97 back to 17. That's a little 20-point scalp there. Maybe you get back toward pie. Could see that. I don't really want to play long today, but it's tough to play the shorts. This may be like a late afternoon type of short day, or it may just go. We could just go sideways and chop a lot today. When you have outsized moves, outsides move and moves in general, you could have a lot of this. VIX is really low now. Am I buying a 20 KV? I don't know. I don't really want to take a long trade this high up. I just don't feel like I have great risk reward. I mean, if you're a scalper, I think you can get the reaction there. If you're bullish and you think we are going to continue up here, I mean, why? I mean, that would be a spot. But we talked about this earlier. We haven't touched this VWAP all night. We touched this VWAP at 30 minutes after the Globex opened. We haven't even got close. Asia, London, we didn't even touch it. Kind of want to short right now, but I don't want to be. It's a tough spot. Just stay out. I think that's one thing I'm going to try to focus on more of, and it's been working for me, is take last trades, focus on what's working. We're finally going to come down to that 21. If you're a scalper, I wouldn't blame you for trying it off the 21. Or even this 20K if it holds out. I mean, a lot of times you see this 20K break and it go down, 15 points or so through it. I think if you wick down here, you probably buy it for a bounce back up. But on a normal day, I just don't like it. I see a lot of sell orders filling. There's that 21. No, I'm not buying it. I'm not doing it. VWAP I would buy for a bounce. IWM just got wrecked. Break of structure on the video, break of structure on everything. I was a little bit early on those 2 shorts. Should have taken my 3rd shot. I really wanted this. They didn't want to make it easy for me today, right? Why didn't they make it easy for me? All right, see if you get that 21 bounce back up to 12. If it does this and rejects, maybe I do sell it right here again. Short it. That path I drew a while ago. Let's see if we do something like this. Or well, honestly, it would probably be something like this. Probably be something like this right here. Anything falling apart? You guys in anything? Did any of you guys short? All right, KB took the scalp play there. Nice play, 10 points. I like that. Yeah, Chad, the structure, you're probably seeing what I'm seeing. The structure is just not good yet. The scenario here is not good for trading. We've had some great trading days. The structure here is just not ideal. Got about 13 minutes left this morning. $21. Yes. Look at that. There's the bounce off the 21. Is it 21? Can you do some for me? There, right back to the 9. Small sell right there. I tried it. Short here, risking here. Where's VWAP? I want VWAP 52. $65 could be a target. $21. This probably goes higher. Probably goes back. This is probably the real short up here. But I took my entry here. Let's do something like this. If it comes and holds this again and does this whole curl thing, it's head for the hills. We'll wait for this again, which we could do anyway. I'm taking small shots at this. Don't need any size right now. Don't need to really push the gas on anything. I'm gonna put my first trim. I guess I gotta trim it to 21 if we get it again. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Boy. I could probably take an ad right here and keep my wrists kind of the same. Because I took a small entry. Because if I take an ad right here, I mean, I'm adding into a short, but my stop's not moving. That makes sense. Like, I'm keeping my entire stop the same. That's the way I trade. See if you reject it right there. Well, right there, I took an ad, tight stop. And it's probably going to get me already. I really don't actually like this buy reaction off of. Oh, big buys are still coming in. Oh. I should have stuck with that original plan of just buying the 21, like I said. It's just tough. It's a tough scenario. Taking little light shots at it, trying to make a little bit of green today. Let's see, what did my average move up to? Right there. 19. But I took a little shot here and another shot here. My average ended up being here. Very small, very light. Just in case. The real shot I want to take is still up here in this zone. This is the shot I really want to take. If we see this, I will try this zone, this 74, this fib up here. I will try that heavy. Well, that path didn't work out, obviously. So this would be fell the orb, hit the 21, fell the orb again, do something like this. $21. Can you do some for me? I am seeing like NVIDIA backtesting VWAP and the EMAs here. I'm looking for maybe a higher low. And is anything still ripping? Nothing. Looking for a big drop here. So a quick one would be beautiful. Exhausted buyers, higher or lower high. There we go. Come on. Trim back at. We'll trim at 22. 22K. 19 points from the average. That's our trim. My second trim, we'll go with 82 again. Is that 40 points? We'll do that. Come on, get this right here. Get me a trim. There we go. Now we're getting some green. I front ran it a little bit. Oh, come on. Take my order. There it is. Okay. Oof. I front ran it by a point. All right. That's it was 18 points from my average. I think it was it. No, yeah, it was 18 points. All right, either way, there's some green on the screen. Always love that. Watch out for that 21 again. Where's VWAP up to? 54. Well, let's get a good trade today. Could be a head and shoulders up here a little bit. What does this look like? I like that 15-minute candle and then this lower high. Okay, I like this trade. Break it down. We need to get through this low. Here we go. Go, go, go. Somebody flush the toilet for me. If we're on Spaces, I'd be flushing the toilet. I almost forget. Sometimes I make my coffee, I forget. It gets cold. Here's what I'm talking about on here. Look what I'm talking about on the video. This is what I'm talking about on the video. So you back tested into the EMAs and VWAP, and then now we've got this low. So we have like an H shape here. One 10-minute 21's at 977. Ooh, good look on that KB. Let's see, where's that right here? I like that. I'm watching this high that we made on the initial push. That's where I'm going to trim again. 82, 83. Look, these two wick lows right here are both right at your 977. KB, I like that as a target. What I don't like is how these buyers are still trying to hold us. I'm moving my stop down. Yeah, I guess I could do that high, but I kind of rather. What do I want to do with the stop? I don't really want to move the stop down just yet because I still think even if we pop back up, we could still stay under this orb. But we got that initial reaction we wanted. We're counter trend trading. Any of you guys got eyes on SPY or yes? SPY is about to hit that pre-market high. We could get a reaction there. It almost did, really. It was pretty close. They are definitely fighting to keep it above that 21K. Maybe I'll flip back to Edgeful. Remember this gap, which is the SPY's. SPY's is probably a little bit better, but QQQ, we're not looking for the gap fill today. We're not looking for the lower orb really to even break, because this IB right here, only 17% chance. We're not really looking for that. The only thing would be is if we could somehow get down to previous day high. If we do break this, if we break this, then I definitely would be looking for this area down here. I just don't think we're even going to break this at this point. I would love to, but it just probably does not happen today. Got a lot of relative strength out here. Now we're trapped in the EMAs. Could lock in some profit. We're right at the 2-hour mark as well. Let me do shout out Edgeful, of course. Make sure you check out Edgeful. It's edgeful.com. It's right there on the bottom of your screen, www.edgeful.com, right here. There's a huge update coming, big updates. I'm about to just get out of the rest of this. I got that next reaction. I'm green on the day. I don't really want to take the stop here. I'm going to stop out. I might as well just stop out up here. Breaks that high, take me out. Don't care. Well, we're still in. We're still in for now. But yeah, check out Edgeful. Check out Wolf Financial, of course. Shout out to the Wolf crew, the Wolf pack. Shout out to Edgeful. Big changes coming. So I'm trying to watch this trade and talk to you guys at the same time. So big changes coming. Edgeful 2.0 is coming out. Pete the Cat says he joined yesterday. Awesome. Welcome, Pete the Cat. So with Edgeful, check it out, because one, you're going to have probabilities on everything, all the different type of things that you trade somewhere in your strategy. If there's something that you have, you can actually request them to build a data report, but you can get the probabilities on how often does something happen. What trade direction should I be going in? What type of bias should I have based on data and facts? Also, what type of targets should I have? What type of targets should I have? If I'm trading today short, maybe I like the short direction. I have confluence here. Where am I setting targets? Am I setting targets here? Or am I setting targets way down here? Probably not way down here, because what I was showing you guys, the IB. For us to break this low, it only happens 17% of the time. That is not a high probability trade. If I take a short trade today, I want to be out up here in this area. I don't want to look for this down here. That's the whole thing. Edgeful gives you the tools to grab an edge in the market. That's what we're all looking for in our strategies. Check out Edgeful. Obviously, check out Wolf Financial. I just got stopped out, as you see on this push. Let me take that off my screen. Check them out. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. I'm back on Friday morning. Oh, it's over my face. There we go. All right, guys, I'm back on Friday morning, same time, 9:15 Eastern, 15 minutes before the market. I had a feeling going into this, it was going to be an interesting day. I mean, that first part of the day, it ripped up. I knew I was counter trend trading, so I kept that in mind, kept myself out of trouble. Hope you guys are absolutely killing it. Definitely put data behind your trades. Check out Edgeful. Last thing I'll mention on them, this right here, what's in play, is fantastic, especially when we don't have a massive gap update. I love having this on the screen. Gives you all the different stuff right here. Tells you when the gap's actually filled. All the IB stats. This is going to be customizable. There's going to be a lot of just a whole different layout to this. They've completely revamped this. They've revamped the whole system. Everything is going to look much different in about a week or two. So get ready for that. Last note on Edgeful, they did update this indicator. I was telling you guys, the orb indicator, they added these mid-level. So I requested this one, and then they've got a report coming out with the how often do you retrace to these. So from outside the orb, how often do you retrace to the 20? This would be 25, right, from the top, or 75, you know, if you look at it from bottom up. But how often do you retrace here, here, and here? New report I'm excited about. Check that out as well. Appreciate everyone joining in. I don't know. Do I have any last words? Do I have any last comments other than thank you?
Yeah.
Over 4,600 views this morning. That's beautiful. A lot of you guys hanging out. Love seeing all the familiar faces. Pete the Cat, glad you're here. KB, I'm glad you're here. Brian was in here. Chad was in here. Kind of a slow day. Appreciate you guys hanging out on a slow trading day. We got out unscathed, right? That's kind of the goal on a day like today. Be careful. Keep yourself out of trouble. Put data behind your trades. Do not trade with a bias. Do not force anything. Let's make 2025 great. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you guys on Friday morning. Peace.